PPID, or pituitary pars intermedia dysfunction, has quite a wide variety of different signs which can be quite mild or quite severe. I think that one of the things that's really difficult for vets and owners is that many of these signs could be caused by other conditions. There are a small number of signs which I think we can be quite confident come from PPID, but most of them could be caused by a variety of things, and many of these signs come on quite gradually, so they're not an obvious change in your horse. With that in mind, it is worth looking out for some of the early signs of PPID. I think one of the earliest signs that we see are coat changes. And at first, that's usually horses that are a little bit slow to shed their coat in the spring, or hold on to just little patches of coat rather than the whole thing. We can also see changes in muscle, so we see a bit of a loss of top line, or horses that find it harder to keep top line on, where previously they might have kept that on more easily. We can see some changes in their willingness to work, some lethargy, perhaps a little bit of poor performance. But again, these are things that can be caused by other conditions, so we need to be quite aware of other possibilities. We do also sometimes see changes in sweating, so horses can either have the areas of increased sweating or sometimes areas of decreased sweating as a sign of PPID. And again, all of these changes can happen in quite a subtle way in the early stages of disease. So PPID can affect any breed of horse, but the biggest risk for PPID is age. This is something that becomes much more common as horses age. It's very, very rare in horses that are under 10. Once we get to 15, though, it becomes more common until we get to the 20s when it really becomes quite common. So about 1 in 5 horses that are over 15 to 20 will be affected. If you do think you're seeing some signs of PPID, it's good to discuss those with your vet. As we've said, they could be caused by PPID or they could be caused by other things. And so it's important to approach these with an open mind. There are tests available for PPID. Now, those tests aren't perfect, but again, it may be a situation in which a test could be useful, or doing some tests into other possible causes of those signs. I think an important feature of PPID is it's normally a progressive disease, which means it gets worse with time. And so what often start as quite mild or subtle signs become more obvious. And then as time progresses, we also get more signs that develop alongside those. So we may start perhaps with a little bit of loss of top line, or perhaps a mild coat change. But as time goes on, the other symptoms will come along. So we'll tend to get horses that are drinking and urinating more than normal, horses that are losing more and more muscle, horses that are holding on to more and more coat until the coat becomes curly and thick. So we see those signs progress as the horse develops the condition, and we may see other signs such as infertility, we may see tendon and ligament problems, we may see abnormal lactation. There's a whole load of different signs that can occur. So I think if you have an older horse and you're concerned, it's worth talking to your vet, perhaps having a chat each year, because these things come on gradually, and getting them checked out if you have concerns.